It is that time for my response to a tweet. My response to a tweet. And today's tweet says, Phil, the media is piling on Trump again because they know he will make America great again. Are you ready to admit it? The media is piling on Trump again because they know he'll make America great again. And am I ready to admit it? First of all, the answer is no. But that's not why I'm here. I understand what you're saying. See, first of all, the premise of your question is, if the media is piling on, then that shows that they're doing it because they know he'll make America great again. So are you willing to admit that when they're piling on Ben Carson or Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio, it's because they know that they'll make America great again? So if the media piling on is your guideline, are you ready to admit that whenever they're piling on is because they know that that person can make America great again? And if I hold true to Trump supporters, I don't think you're ready to admit that. But I understand your question. Today I want to spend my time defending Trump. Yes, all my listeners, all my Cruz fans and Ben Carson fans and everybody that's waiting for me to bash Trump, sorry to disappoint. I have to defend him on this one. And I'm also going to hold true to how I process things. So here's my defense of Trump. Yes, he has said something that can be deemed outrageous or outlandish or whatever. Yes, he said it. We should shut down and not let any Muslims in. Okay, I can see where people want to get their panties in a wad. Not this guy. Not this one. And he makes a statement that we should shut down the internet or whatever, shut down portions of the internet. We should be talking with Bill Gates and all these people, and we should be doing this to shut them out from communicating. I can understand how some of you guys are getting your stuff in a wad again, but not this guy. You guys need to get up off of Trump with this, man. It's foolishness from the highest level, in my opinion. But more so than that, it's a distraction from a higher level. First, you guys know I always say, if this is the thing that they're trying to show you, what is it distracting you from which you should be looking at? But more so, what does it say about you? If you can be taken here, to ridicule Donald Trump, it says something about you. And if you can get caught into protecting Donald Trump, it says something about you too. First of all, Donald cannot do anything that he's saying, people. He can say whatever he wants. He cannot do anything for another 14 months. If that. And if he has to go through the Congress and Senate and things of that nature, it can be a whole nother 28 months. It could be another 6 months after the 14. He can't do anything, people. And for you to be distracted by what he says shows that you got problems. You have issues. And the media knows it. You're being shown a shiny object. He says something that's Donald Trumpish, which he's an American citizen. He's allowed to say it. But from a presidential standpoint, he's not the president, people. If there is a case that can be made that Donald Trump can do what he wants because he has all the money, he doesn't have to go through Congress and stuff like this, that says we have a bigger problem than anything he says. Because that means we'll have the first president that cannot listen to the Congress and buy his way to things. And we should be concerned about something totally different. If you're such a Donald Trump supporter to where you feel that you need to defend him, this is not the time and this is not the issue. And if you're not a Donald Trump supporter that feels that you need to blast him, same thing applies to you too. You're wasting your time with someone who can't do anything. Yes, we're hearing his position. It's not a policy. It's not a plan because he can't implement a policy or a plan. It's just his opinion. If you're looking at him as the next president, Here's the thing. While you're tripping on something that he might not even be able to do 14 months from now, and probably months after that, because there's a process he has to go through, just like anybody else, even though this Barack Obama seemed to circumvent that process, you are distracted from the Muslims that are here. What about the ones that's here? Let's do the math, people. 19 Muslims here created 9/11, the largest terrorist attack on our soil. There were 2 Muslims that's already here that created what they're putting out as the second largest terrorist attack on our soil. So we went from 19 to 2. And then Donald Trump says something about not letting any more in, and everybody is so focused on that, you're not thinking about the ones that's already here. We've already had 2. 19 and 2. What is our third time's a charm? What number is that? The 19 that was here, we don't know what kind of material support they got from people in here already. We don't know what kind of material support the 2 that got in San Bernardino that's already here. We have a massive group of our children with the administration that we already have being turned into Muslim or terrorist sympathizers that can help harbor the ones we already have here. Let alone focusing on Donald Trump closing a border that he has no ability to control or shut down, or keeping people out that he has no ability to keep out. What about the ones that's here? So the media, you see, this is the deal. When the media uses Donald Trump to distract us from what's already happening, then here's what you're missing. That the president that we do have is getting a pass, and the person that's running on their side is a part of this administration, why we have the problem here, and she wants to be in charge again at a whole nother level. See, when you let Donald Trump distract you away from something that he can't do anything about for another year plus, maybe 2 years, you're forgetting about the one that's here. Hillary Clinton's fingerprints is on every terrorist attack that happens here in the soil, just like Barack Obama's is. Their fingerprints, their hands are dirty, their conscience is dirty, if they even have one. But there is a difference that it makes. When you go arguing Donald Trump's position, he can't do nothing. And when you're letting the Democrats have a pass. They're sucking up all the oxygen, and they're using Donald Trump as the biggest air vacuum cleaner ever created in America. He's sucking all the oxygen and all the air away from what we need to be focusing on. This doesn't make him a bad person or anything. He's a person running for president of the United States with the personality that he has. Donald Trump loved media presence before he even ran for president. That's partially why he's successful, because he knows how to gauge the media. He knows how to engage business people and the media. Yes, he's saying some great things, but if you think that he's the one that can make America great again and the media piling on him is proving it, are you willing to give that same consideration when the media piles on Ben Carson, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio? Because as long as they want to elect Hillary Clinton and the media is in her back pantsuit pocket, anybody they pile on is because they can help Hillary or hurt Hillary. I happen to fall into the train of thought of this. It seems like every time Donald Trump says something that we want to call outrageous and the media attention goes to him, it comes right on the heels of this president or Hillary Clinton doing something doubly outrageous. And we're not thinking about them. We're not thinking about the guns that the president wants to take away from us. We're not thinking about the funds that the Muslim Brotherhood or possibly Iran that the president gave them to that funded these people here. We're not thinking about any of the things that the administration that can do something. We're not thinking about them, and we're focused on somebody who can't do nothing. And that would go for the same of Ben Carson. He can't do nothing right now. He's giving us an outlook of what he might be able to do, his personality when he does it. But Ted Cruz can't do anything. Marco Rubio can't do anything. Carly Fiorina can't do nothing. They can say anything they want. But we're distracted away from the ones that can do something. And there definitely seems like we're protecting, through our focus, the one that has already had fingerprints on it, and she wants to be the commander-in-chief. So, in defense of Donald Trump, you guys need to leave Donald alone. You guys need to leave him alone. What you're doing is extremely unfair. But more so, what is happening with Donald Trump is extremely calculated. How many times have anybody said San Bernardino in the last 24 hours or 48 hours since Donald Trump said something about the internet and keeping Muslims out? Comparing it to FDR and Jimmy Carter is not right. Iran that Jimmy Carter kept out were a group of people. The Japanese FDR kept out were a group of people. This is a religion that has multiple colors. But more so, he can't do anything for another 14 months plus. And you have just been officially massively distracted. Hey, I'm Phil Williams. Leave Donald Trump alone on this one. And that's my response to a tweet on The Phil Williams Show.